How are you supposed to save money when you are just making minimum wage? Stick around. In this video, I'm going to unpack 8 different ways you can save money right now. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Dollar for Dollar. My name is Heather, and if you are brand new here, please subscribe. We talk about personal finances, everything from investing, retirement savings, buying a house, and today we're talking about minimum wage and how you can still save money. Now remember, minimum wage is not a permanent situation. It's only temporary. It's really just supposed to be a starting point, okay? Pretty much all of us at some point in our lives have worked minimum wage jobs, and maybe that's where you are today. So thank you for joining us. We are going to unpack 8 different ways you can save money right now, even though you are working minimum wage. So let's start with the first one. Have a budget, okay? I don't care where you are in your financial journey, minimum wage or not, you need to have a budget. And this is extremely important. I've talked about this before and it will never change, okay? Budgets are the cornerstone of your finances. You need to know what is coming in and you need to know what is going out. If you don't know that very basic question, what is going out, you have no chance of saving money, okay? So take a hard look. If you've never made a budget before, it's really easy, okay? There are tons of online resources, tons of free apps you can download. Personally, I use the EveryDollar app because I think it's really easy, very convenient. I've made several videos about it. I will also put a link to the EveryDollar app in the description below. So definitely check it out. So number 2, if you are living on minimum wage right now and you need to be saving, save every penny. Count every penny. Need to have either a coin jar or a coin cup or whatever. And when you hit certain amounts, maybe 20 bucks, put those suckers in those little, bank rolls, those coin rolls, take them to the bank and deposit them. Start saving that way. Every penny counts, especially when you are making minimum wage. And those add up. I mean, at the end of the day, pennies turn into dollars, dollars turns into hundreds of dollars. Like that's an easy way to start saving. So don't ignore your change. Put your change somewhere, and once it hits a certain amount, go deposit it into the bank account, okay? Number 3, eat at home, okay? Skip the drive-thru. Don't go out to eat, all right? That is a luxury you cannot afford right now because you need to be saving, all right? Everyone should have some basic savings, and if you don't have anything in your emergency fund, you have no reason, no right to go out and eat. And this also goes for buying convenience items. I know I've done this personally, but it's so easy to just, go fill up your car and get some gas. And then while you're at the gas station, go buy, a $1.50 candy bar and maybe a $2 soda. Like that stuff adds up. Those are convenience items that you cannot afford. And the same thing goes with the grocery store. Buy everything in bulk. Buy a box of pasta, some veggies, and some sauce. Right there, you have a $5 meal that probably lasts you 2 or 3 meals versus going to the frozen food section and buying one of those ready-made meals where you just plop it in the microwave or the oven and it costs you $5 and you only get 1 meal out of it. And not to mention, they're usually pretty high in salt and sugar, so they're not really the best for you. So make things at home, skip the drive-thru, skip convenience items, and that includes convenience meals at the grocery store. You pay more in that packaging and that convenience. Number 4, get out of debt. Debt is holding you back, okay? You cannot afford to be sending any of your money to banks, all right? If you have a car loan or payday loans, whatever loans you have, pay them off quickly. And maybe you're in a situation where you realize now that you have maybe a car you can't afford. I know several people who have been there, done that. Sell the car. I mean, you may love that car, but is it worth it in the end to have the financial stress that it might be causing you? No. Sell the car. If you take a little bit of a hit, that's fine. I'd rather you take a little bit of a hit and maybe owe $2,000 or $3,000 versus $20,000, especially when you are making minimum wage right now, okay? This is temporary. It's not forever. One day you will be able to go out and get a nicer vehicle. Right now, that is not the time. You need to be living on less than you make, and sometimes these cars, this is what's keeping you down, all right? This is what's preventing you from saving any money. Don't do that to yourself. So pay off debt and pay it off quickly. If you have no debt, avoid debt. It is like the plague. Debt is the one thing that is going to deplete your income, and your income, that is your wealth building tool. So don't do it. Number 5, get a roommate. Housing is usually our largest expense, and if you can split that with another person or maybe 2 or 3 people, imagine the savings right there, right? Imagine a $1,200 rent now being cut down to maybe, $500, $600 because you're splitting it with somebody, or maybe you're splitting it between 3 people now, right? So imagine what you can do with all of that savings just by doing that one simple thing. So get a roommate if possible, or change your housing situation. That leads me to number 6, move locations. If you are living in a location that's rather expensive, consider moving to a different part of town, or just moving apartment complexes, finding a better rate, or moving cities altogether. If you're making minimum wage, you probably can take that same minimum wage job and live somewhere else, and probably live somewhere where living expenses are actually cheaper and your money will actually stretch further. And just remember, minimum wage is always meant to be a starting point for us. It's not meant to be our long-term strategy. It's not the end game unless you really just want to be in a minimum wage job forever. So consider that. Consider that you can actually probably move locations and maybe be in an area where there's more opportunity for you. Number 7, take on another job. There is a great place to go when you are broke, and that's to work. So if you are currently working a minimum wage job and you're getting 40 hours a week, take on another job. Take a part-time job working 20 hours, either doing the same thing you're already doing. Maybe you're in retail, go get another retail job, or going into a different industry. Maybe you can expand your skill set. So look into that. Have options out there. If you are broke, you need to be working really hard. Work hard now for your financial future. And the last one, number 8, making minimum wage. I always suggest, if possible, use public transportation. Now, some of you may live in an area where public transportation is not the greatest. I totally get it. But if you are in maybe a larger metropolitan area, chances are you're already using public transportation because it's just so widely available. But the reality is cars are extremely expensive. We all know about the upfront cost, and we all know about maybe gas or insurance, but there are tons of other hidden fees, hidden costs that come with a car. So remember, you don't have just, car insurance, car payments, or whatever else you may have, which I don't recommend car payments if you can avoid that. But, maintenance, repairs, new tires every so often. You have to do these things on a regular basis when you're maintaining a vehicle. And if you wanted to add in the cost of depreciation over time, that $10,000 car you once bought is one day going to be worth $2,000. And you'll have to replace it, and you'll be spending more money again. In fact, AAA did a study, and they found that the average cost of owning a car, just owning a car, is $8,000 a year when you factor in everything. That's on average, okay? So let's just say, for conservative sake, it's $5,000 a year. When you're making minimum wage, $5,000 is a big deal. So look into public transportation if that is an option. When you're moving locations, maybe move into an area where you're near work, you're near certain convenience items like the grocery store, so that you can maybe bike or walk, or again, take public transportation. But try to minimize your costs right there. So to summarize, how do you save money making minimum wage? Implement these 8 steps that I just said. 1, have a budget. 2, save every penny, okay? Count every single penny, and then save it and put it away. Number 3, eat at home. Skip drive-thrus, skip convenience items, cook meals at home from scratch. Number 4, get out of debt or avoid it altogether. If you don't have debt currently, don't get into debt. You don't need it. Number 5, get a roommate. Housing is our biggest expense, so having a roommate to split those expenses would be fantastic. Number 6, move to a cheaper location, okay? Sometimes even if you made the same amount, that same amount actually stretches further in a different part of town or in a different city. So look into it. Number 7, take on another job. This one is a big one, okay? If you are physically able to, if you're mentally able to, basically, I have very few reasons for you not to take on another job if you're making minimum wage, especially if you have the hours. So if you're only working 40 hours a week, Go get you another job, a part-time job, a full-time job. Again, great place to go when you're broke, to work. And the last one, number 8, use public transportation. And there you have it. Those are 8 simple ways for how you can actually save money even though you are making minimum wage. And remember, don't be discouraged. This is not forever. This is not a reality that you have to live with forever, okay? I've made minimum wage. My husband's made minimum wage. I think we've all started out at some point in our working careers making minimum wage, and it's totally okay. But just remember, you need to be saving money regardless of where you are. And that even counts minimum wage folks, okay? So stay the course. Don't be discouraged. If you are brand new to the channel, remember, please subscribe because I will be talking more about finances, everything from saving to retirement, and we'll be talking more about how you can make your financial future even better despite being in minimum wage. So thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like if it was helpful in any way, because you know it was, and I will see you on the next video.